gardening gadgets that'll transform the way you plant, water, and grow. Hey, Owen. How's it going?
Great.
Good.
It's almost spring, right?
It's almost spring. We are getting there. It's almost a peak gardening season.
Yes.
It's your time. Okay, so let's get right into some gadgets that are going to help make gardening maybe easier for people who aren't that great at it.
Hey, hopefully.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a gadget to make their life easier,
Totally.
right? So we're going to start with the seeding square, and this is actually a really clever invention available at Lee Valley.
It looks like a game.
It's a bit like a game, right? Yeah, so the idea with these is that it's going to help us to do a layout for our edible garden where we're planting seeds around this time of year.
Okay.
And so the idea is this is literally a square foot, exactly. And what they have done is they've got these color-coded holes that are spaced at the intervals where you need to drop your seeds in.
Okay.
So you sort of take this, press it in.
Okay.
To make the marking.
Yep.
And then we have this very handy little tool here that we can use to actually scoop the seeds out. A lot of seeds very, very small, hard to hang on to. And you can, this is, believe it or not, this is called a dibbler, which is a very fun dibbler.
A dibbler?
Yes. Very fun name.
This is my favorite thing I've ever seen in gardening.
It's just like a fancy name for like a hole poker.
Okay.
And so you just use this to make a little hole, and the gauge tells you how deep the hole is, because every hole has every type of seed has a specific depth that needs to be planted at.
Yeah.
So this takes the guesswork out of it, and then you just drop it in, and then you've got the next one here. And so for things like beets and carrots, where the spacing is important, if you put them too close together, you have to do a lot of thinning. They don't grow to the right size.
Yeah.
This takes the guesswork out. So you're not going to waste seed, and it's going to save you work down the line.
I love that.
And honestly, it's kind of fun. It looks like a game, right?
I know. Okay, that is a fun.
I really like that.
Dibbler?
A dibbler.
Fantastic. That's my new favorite word for sure. All right, next up we are going to talk, I think a lot of people's least favorite thing, but I weirdly like it, weeding.
That's right. I do too. I do too.
It gets the like monkey part of my brain. I'm just like pulling and it's great. Yeah.
And it's satisfying, right, when you're done. So this is a tool that's been around for a very long time. It's called the Grandpa's Weeder.
Love it.
And the idea with this is that you have a tool that will pull the roots of the weeds out, which is a really important part. You just get the top, it'll grow back. We need to get the roots out. And so for the lawn, whereas it can be a really tedious task, it allows you to A, stand up. So we're not hands and knees, we're not bent over.
Love that.
And the idea is you kind of jab this into the ground. This is a step that you put your foot on, and it gives you leverage, and you basically use this to close the mechanism.
Cool.
And then we pull it all out of the ground. So it really helps with leverage, and for plants that have a taproot, and a lot of like dandelions that have a taproot,
it almost looks
really
like a
deep.
parsnip in your lawn.
Exactly right. It'll actually pull that whole thing out, and you don't have to bend over. So you can drop it right in your compost bin right there, put it in the yard waste bag. Easy, and anything, honestly, that'll help with the bending over part.
It's a win.
winner.
100%. I love that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, now what about if we're looking to kind of like maybe keep our gardening tools clean or maybe our fruits and veg clean?
Yeah, I love a multi-purpose thing. So these baskets are really, really handy. So yeah, if you had a bunch of your tools that you needed to take out with you to the garden, the worst thing to do is drop them on the ground.
Yes.
Because you'll forget them, and then you'll find it 2 weeks later and it's all rusted and a mess. So having this to help keep those organized is really handy. The other thing this is amazing for is harvesting. So when the time comes and we've got all of our carrots and our beets and we're ready to pull them out of the ground, obviously they're very dirty.
Yes.
And we want to rinse them off before we bring them inside. So you can harvest right into this, pull everything out of the ground, and then you can hose everything off inside the basket.
Cool, yeah.
So then it just rinses right through, the dirt doesn't get trapped.
You're not lugging all that dirt inside.
Exactly, so it makes that job easier. The other thing this is really handy for is for onions and garlic where we need to cure them after, they need to dry out a bit. Perfect.
I love that. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, what about, okay, so I feel like it's summertime, we all love gardening, but we also like taking little maybe weekend trips.
Yeah.
Then you come home and all of your plants are dead.
Yeah, exactly. Every container is just wilted right down. Yeah. So this is a tool also from Lee Valley that is going to make that a lot easier. So it's the adjustable spike, so it has a little dial here that it controls how much water actually comes out.
Okay.
And you can put any size plastic water bottle on top up to 2 liters.
Oh, wow.
So you could actually get quite a lot of water. Then we just put this into the soil in our pot, and it just drips slowly down into the soil. And it'll actually, the soil works like a sponge, so it'll actually pull water out of the container as it dries out.
Cool.
Just a really simple, smart device that you're gonna get years of use out of.
I love that. It's also really, really, really handy if maybe you're in a bit of a fight with your neighbor. You know, you call your neighbor and you're like, hey, can you water my stuff? Maybe you don't have that type of neighbor.
That's right.
Yeah, now you got it.
Or the worst is if they overwater and then
Okay, speaking of overwatering, this is a big thing. How do we make sure we are like watering our plants the right amount?
Yes, and so overwatering is almost maybe as common as underwatering. So finding that right balance. A rain gauge is really, really helpful. And this is a Wi-Fi rain gauge. So it actually has an app on your phone that'll tell you, it'll record how much rain fell into this. So where this is going to be really helpful is watering the lawn. I find people, especially if you have an irrigation system, almost always overwater. You don't need to water as much as you think you do. And so if you know how much rain fell, you can really optimize that. And of course, you're paying for the water too.
Yeah.
So you're literally just throwing money away when nature's doing some of the work for you. But tracking that rainfall is not super easy. Really handy device to help with that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, and then moving on, we've gone like extra sciencey, I feel like. This looks like we're a meteorologist.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, and so this is actually, it is a weather gauge.
Oh, cool.
So from Canadian Tire, this measures not only the temperature, which is really handy, also the wind speed and the humidity. And when it comes to gardening, one of the things that this does that's super handy is it records the maximum and minimum temperature over the course of a day. So when we're in either the spring or the fall, it's really important to know how cold it gets at night.
Yeah.
So that way we can know if we have those tender plants, we either need to bring them in or take them out. That recording of the minimum temperature is super, super handy. And this, it has like a 300-foot range, so you could put this you know, way far away.
Yeah.
And the gauge will still be readable inside. So a really handy little tool if you really want to get into the science of your garden.
Okay, very cool. We're going very sciencey, and we are going back to basics over here with a solid cart.
Oh, listen.
I love a cart.
And so this is a tool for you. So from Yardworks, this is actually it looks like something that's not a little bit of a toy, you know?
It's like a wagon.
This is super robust, actually. This will hold 600 pounds of weight. So it literally replaces a wheelbarrow. And what you don't have to worry about with this that you do with a wheelbarrow is the balance, right? Because, you know, if you have something heavy in the wheelbarrow and you sort of get into a little bit of a slope, no, this will work really well for hauling bags of soil around or gravel or your children. And the other really handy thing about this is that it has this little release lever and you can actually
dump it.
Right?
Owen, that was a thrill. Oh my gosh, Owen, thank you so much. This was so informative. Absolutely fantastic. Great job. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.